My name is Jonathan Holloway. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Newport News, Virginia. I played tennis from about 8 years old to about 20. Played at an elite level pretty much my whole life. I played all year round, day in, day out. And then I didn't really play any other sports other than that. I really focused mainly on tennis. It started again when I was 8, so I was pretty young. And you don't really focus a lot on weight training or strength training around that time. And it never really got incorporated into my workouts. It was really just primarily on conditioning and hitting the ball, essentially. And that was fine for till I was 15. And then I had a shoulder injury where I had to adjust my serve motion until my shoulder got stronger. And again, it kind of I went to the gym here and there, but it kind of just got stronger with just me being older and just aging. And then I had a lower back injury at the end of it at around 18. It wasn't anything specifically wrong or anything that specifically happened. It just, I noticed I was taking a lot of ibuprofen every match day. And then I had a lot of back pain kind of just throughout. And I'm assuming it was mainly because my back just wasn't strong enough to hold. And I'm serving and doing certain motions at a weight or in a way that requires more muscular strength in those areas, and I didn't have it, so I stopped then. I had a really hard time sleeping my senior year of high school. I had a lot of back pain around nighttime when it was time for me to sleep. I felt like it was my bed at first. I switched beds and it wasn't that. My shoulder injury also, it sustained itself, I guess, kind of after I stopped playing, interestingly enough. That didn't really come with a lot of day-to-day problems. It was just I kind of got irritated and annoyed with the consistent pain or soreness that I was experiencing. It was weird because when I started going to school, everyone goes to the gym. I went to one of the biggest gym schools in the state. And so I was going to the gym kind of recreationally, socially for a while, and I wasn't really seeing any results and changes. And then my last year of grad school, I took a class on fitness and physical activity. And I learned a lot about how it promotes a lot more than just weight loss and liking the way you look. And from there, I found that you could strengthen a lot of your ailments, or some of my ailments that I had were based off of lack of strength and not really based off of anything else. Again, I didn't know about the tennis injury and how that was really based off of a lack of weight training until I took that course. It was my second to last semester of grad school, and it just changed the way that I looked at fitness going forward. I stopped looking at it as a surface level kind of thing and looked at it more as something to really impact my well-being. Fitness gave me an opportunity to be by myself in a way where I was still around people. I'm at the gym. I'm still kind of in a community space, but I'm not being bothered. I think one of the favorite things that I have about the gym, and especially people around me, is a lot of people have fear or anxiety around the gym. So when you tell them that you're at the gym, they leave you alone. And so having just the time to be left alone for a little bit was really helpful. It became more mentally sustainable than anything else. Especially as of late, it's just been a space for me to challenge myself in a healthy way and to push myself in a way that I didn't expect to before. I think with my move, it's also given me some structure. I think being in a space where you're moving and still trying to add the pieces back together, having one place where you know that you go and you do, gives more peace of mind, more comfort within what I'm doing. I think for me, I'm really big on trust. And interestingly enough, my therapy was all online for the last 4 years of my life. And so my therapist is just as effective online as she is in person. And I knew that I was going to be in a space where, when I first started training with you, I was not in a space where fitness was even remotely close to where my head was at. And I knew I needed to be in a space where I could trust someone to say that and to work in those areas and to say oh, I don't understand how this works, or I don't like using barbells. I remember that was one of my first things. I don't like it. It makes me feel, a certain way. And I just knew, not just based off of knowing you prior, but based off of seeing other individuals that you've worked with just have that comfort and that level of trust with you as they go through it. I think that was the part for me where it didn't really matter the modality in which it was done, because I trusted that you knew what you were talking about and you knew how to connect with me in a way that I would be able to succeed from. I was concerned initially, I think, because I knew my rotator cuff was like blasted. Like I just knew it was not gonna. I didn't think I was gonna be able to just do like snatches or something like that just off the jump, and or deadlifts or anything of that nature off the jump. And so I was apprehensive initially, but the thing that I appreciated, you add in accessory. It's almost sneaky. Like you kind of have to learn how you create your curriculums, which I value. Like you add in certain things that you don't even know that you're really working those areas out all the time. And so I think for me, as those exercises started to increase or change or develop, I could tell that I was able to handle them. It's still there. I still have the pain here and there, but I have so much more like knowledge base of why the pain is there. Sometimes it's sore, like sometimes I'm doing something and it's soreness, and other times it's pain. And generally it's like, well, I need to move it differently or do something like that. I think you've not only given me like strength to feel better in that area, but also strength to like determine and knowledge base to determine what the causality is from it. I like the fact that you can move the days around. I think that's really helpful. And I like the fact that it reminds you of what you have to do that day. And I don't keep track of when it does that. I don't know if it does at the same time or not, but it's always in a spot where I can be like, oh shit, like, oh yeah, I do need to do that today. Or like, it kind of reminds me to reprioritize it because my days do get hectic. Like days like today or things like that, they do get hectic. And there's certain instances where I don't feel as prepared in my head to go. And so those reminders kind of help me feel more motivated to go. And then I think the other thing that I appreciate more with the online coaching than I would with something otherwise is I kind of know what I'm expecting. Like I can look and be like, okay, I have to do this today. And some days I do it, some days I don't, most days I don't, but some days I do it to see like how I need to prepare myself. Like, I don't need to stress as much about this, or like, I don't need to do this run this morning if I'm going to be doing this, that, and the third. I think that's really helpful too. My nutrition we didn't talk about this, I guess, as much, but my nutrition used to be really, really, really bad. And it's not where I want it to be yet, but it's much more conscious than it's ever been. And that's primarily because if I don't eat, I'm gonna be whooped in the session. Saturday was the first time probably in like 4 or 5 years that I comfortably did bench with a barbell, with very little anxiety about it, without a spot or anything like that. And I think that was a really big deal for me, just because it was an area where, like, even looking at it, I remember like it came up on my list of things and I didn't have like oh no, I can't do this shit, or like, oh, let me just switch it for a dumbbell or something like that. So just having that confidence generally to be able to do something you want to do, I've really gained from this. I think I would say, first of all, like, Allison knows what she's talking about. Like she's a professional. She knows what she's talking about. This isn't your homeboy or homegirl just that goes to the gym that is telling you what to eat and what to work out. I think that's the first thing that I would recommend to someone else. And that's also like, you gotta take it serious. It's a serious aspect. And there are people that, like Allison, that this is their life. This is what they do. This is what they do. And so you're not getting a lukewarm experience. You can ask, and as I'm pretty academic, so I can ask certain questions like, why am I doing this workout? Like, why do you want me to do it? What accessory muscles am I working out here? X, Y, and Z. And Allison has them, like she has them down. And so I wouldn't go into it lightly. And as a working, professional, busy guy, I would say like the time is really not that much time. You do it enough for long enough, especially like this is my second rotation with it. It's not like an hour and 16 minutes is nothing. You spend time on the phone. I just spent 2 hours on the phone, like, and that was nothing. Like, and so you can still kind of get your day done, get what you need to get done. It's a really good feeling once you really get in the groove of it, I will say. Like, and you have support. Alice is a very supportive coach. Like, she's a very supportive person, and she wants to see you win. She wants to see you succeed. And I think taking all those things into account, taking your time and your investment, and understanding like your investment with Allison is going to be the investment that you give to her. Essentially, you get what you give. If you give it, you'll get it. Like if you give your work, you'll really see outcomes. But you gotta be there. You gotta show up. But and showing up is really not that hard. Like I said, like this is what you do, and you can tell like it's not no play stuff, and like you're not aggressive or mean about it. And the workouts, like I can tell now, like, and I like this set of workouts the most that I've ever had, because it's like you can tell that I know how to do what I'm doing. Like, and it's not just like, and it's not based off of like the videos or like me. It's based off of like how I engage, or like how many times you seen me do X, Y, and Z, and like how I'm not complaining about shit, or how I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. Like you can tell, like so there's a built trust. And I think for me, like this like therapy to me, and that's how I treat it. Like I was bullshitting with my therapist the first year, no cap, bullshitting with her, writing shit down everywhere she said bullshit. And I got to a point I was like, I'm not really doing this shit. But like I'm not really getting anything from it. My first go around, like at the end, I started picking it up. But even with this, like I went through this depression shit, went through all of that other stuff, and I was still going. And once I got to a spot where like I was feeling a little better and I'm going more consistently and it's becoming more a part of my life, like you can tell like there's a built trust. There's a relationship where like this is my coach. Like this is really, and I don't talk to her every day. I don't talk to her every week sometimes, but this is my coach. Like she still make these workouts for me. She still wants to see me succeed, and she's available. Like she not on my ass about shit. She not breathing down my neck. You understand that I've had an eating problem since I was little, right? So like you understand that, so you're not like but you also know that I'm gonna see myself in the mirror and be like, I mean, you could look better if your nutrition was better, like. And so it's a built trust that I feel like you have specifically with each client. Like you probably don't talk, like I know how I am, so I know how people interact with me once they understand how I am, and I know how other people are, and I understand that they require different levels of interaction. And so I think that's the thing that I've appreciated the most about you and about this program, is like it's a built trust. Like she cared about how I'm doing. She don't just care about if I did my workout, or if I'm hitting this amount, or if I'm hitting this or hitting that. And like similarly to my therapist, if you did, you would have told me. Like my therapist will say, like, if I don't want to be your therapist, I wouldn't be your therapist. Like she don't really gain too much from working with me. And it's like, you do this for a living. So it's not like this is your, like, I need Jonathan to show up to X, Y, and Z. And that care still is really what I value. Yeah. And you're an accepting person. And I think in this space, I've worked with a lot of athletes in the athletic space. Having a person that just accepts them, it's not something that they get too often. And so like just having a person that just accepts you, like I had coaches say crazy shit to me. I've had, players say crazy shit to me. I've had athletic trainers say crazy shit to me. And so like having somebody just be like, yeah, you're not feeling it today, bro. Like you still got these workouts, but cool. Like you need a day. All right, cool. Or I told you I didn't like something, like, oh, the knee things or whatever, where I got to put a dumbbell between. He was like, okay, just, swap them out for this. Like other people like, nah, you got to do that shit. You got to do this, that, and third. And like having a person that just like, okay, I understand what you're saying. Like that makes sense. Goes so much further than anywhere else. Cause I'm not working out for you. When I was playing tennis, when you look at athletes, sometimes they working out for them coaches. They playing for them coaches. And I'm working out for me.